Good morning ladies, it's Crafty Kim 62 here, and this is a tutorial swap for Simply Craft and Swap on Facebook, and it is going to be for the salt and pepper shakers. So these are the ones that I gave you on the heads up in the items that we will be needing in 2015. So there are the two sets that I have, and sorry, I've changed my camera around so you can get a better view, so my hands are not in the way all the time. So I'm going to be working with the larger ones, and I have a collection of things together. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that you can see that they've got S for salt and P for pepper. So we're going to utilise that. This is some packaging. It's just that polystyrene, styrofoam I think you call it in America, and all I'm going to do is snip it down to size. Make it into a circle shape. Just lightly take off the bits. Until it's the inside. And then I'm going to put some hot glue around the S, so you can see the S shape there. So I'm just going to pop some glue either side because I want to utilise the holes. So I don't want to fill the holes up. And I'm just going to gently squeeze that in. And I'll show you why I want you to do that towards the end once it's made. So that is the first one done. I'll just do the second one. Make it into a bit of a circle. Perfect. So again, where the holes are not, I'm just going to add a couple of squidges of hot glue, squeeze it in, and there it is. You can see the white through the letter P. So I'll just put those to one side. They'll still squeeze on because you haven't done all the way around the outside. Sorry about the noise, but that's what it makes. So they'll be nice and secure when they're on. So that's those two. I've decided to do a shabby chic colour, and just move that out of the way. So I've collected my Christmas present from my friend Kath, and she surprised me. She's not a crafter at all, but she loves the things that I make, and she is the lady who I made the Casudamo watering can flower pot for her desk. So she does appreciate the things that I make, but she's definitely not a crafter. So when I opened up her present, I was really surprised that she'd put crafty goods in. So I'll just move those out of the way. And I've also got some bling. So these are the flower stem bling. And I've got a selection of ribbons in the same colour tones, but I'm not too sure which one I'm going to use yet. So the first one I'm going to use is the wide ribbon lace, and you can see it's got a beautiful pattern on. So I'm going to, remembering you've got to still close your top on, so start underneath the lid and start at any point and put the dabber glue on press it down. Watch your fingers because it's lace, so the glue goes straight through. And I'm going to put little pleats in mine to give it a fuller skirt, so I'll just do a little at a time with a pleat. Hold it down for a few seconds. Again, a little at a time. Fold it back on itself. So you can see the shape starting, and then all you want to do is just go all the way along, a little bit at a time, adding your pleats for the skirt. Go. Just keep going around and around. This is a good, it's little, so the postage will be very light, and it's a good way of getting use out of your little bitty embellishments, so that if you've only got, you know, you haven't had any idea what to do with your small embellishments, then this is a good idea for using those up. It's on the delicate side, it's petite, and it's gorgeous. So as they're coming up to the join section, so I'll just overlap that, snip off a little bit further down, and then all I'm going to do is tuck and fold the last section into a pleat, turn this edge to the inside so we've got a nice neat edge, squish it down, just a little bit on that pleat. And there you have the skirt, all nicely wrapped up. Remember, on the thread of the jar, don't add anything, embellishments on there. So the next thing is the trim. Oh yes, I think that's going to work lovely. So where I've joined it and tucked it at the back, just find it again, there we go. I'm going to make this my back, so I'm going to put the beaded lace on the back so all of the joins are in the same place. Just hold that one a little bit longer because it is a little bit thicker and it does have the beads on. And again, little by little you just go around. All the way around, keeping it as straight as you can. Around. Nearly there. So there's the join. So I'm going to try and make this join as flush as I can. And this time I'm going to put the glue on the edge of the ribbon and then squish it down. Put the ribbon in between the beads. Squish too hard on that one, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the nozzle glue and squish it down. So there you have the skirt and the top ribbon on. So next to decide on the ribbons. Sorry, I should have opened this beforehand. I think this is going to be, these are the creamy colours, but this has got the white accent to it, so I'm not going to use that one. And these are the shades that I think I'm going to use. So I'll just take this one off first and see what it looks like. Yes, I quite like that. Just try this one, and this one actually has the words homemade on, but it's in the same colour tones. So I'll just snip that end off where the tape is. Yes, I think I'm going to go for that one. So I'm going to find the join again and start everything at the back. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there, and with this having words on, to make sure that I get it the right way up. And this will flatten your skirt so it's not so poofy. Pop it in, so all the way around, a little at a time. Until we come to the end. Oh, that's worked out quite nicely. So I don't have half a word, but I am going to, so it doesn't fray. Perhaps I should have done this at the beginning and cut off a section, but, and if ladies don't know about the ribbon trick to stop it from fraying, it's just a simple lighter and you just catch the edges. Doesn't need much, you just catch the edges and that will stop it from fraying. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit on the end so I can tuck that in, and then join it up, match everything up so that's nice and neat. So just squish it down. So that's what we have so far. And this actually says homemade. So you can see that it's coming together quite nicely with the pearls all the way around, and the little skirt. So you know where your back is, so if you would like to put a little bit of embellishment on there, then you can. I'll keep them to the colour tones, so that one goes nice. So this is a peachy resin flower, so I'm just going to add that onto the back, and it's starting to come together. So that is back, and it looks pretty. Once you've finished, you can get rid of the little cobwebs of the glue gun, and a quick way of getting that done is just put your heat gun on that you use for your embossing and other techniques, and just give it a quick blast of the heat gun, and all of those little threads, spider threads of the glue, will just disappear because they'll just melt into nothingness. So that is that. So at the front, I think I'll use because that's a bit too pink for what I want. So I'm just going to snip this off. Yes. So I've got a spray of flowers, and I've got what was attached to a bracelet. So I'm just going to feed the threads through. You might as well use the hooks that you've got, and just squish that down. A little bit of glue to keep it in place. It's not going to go anywhere. Adjust it. So I think it needs something else. So I think I'll put those ones on as well. So again, I'm just going to feed it through. You can adjust it how you like once it's in, and then just a little bit of glue again to keep it in place. Squish it down. Yes, I think I like that. So that's going to go on there, and that also helped to keep the skirt down. I'm just going to see whether this would be too much, but I love this ribbon. I popped a bit on my daughter's birthday card that I made for her for today. So I'll line it up, pop it on. Yes. So I'll just tidy up my bow. Snip the bits off. I'll keep them long for the moment, and then trim them as I go. So just a simple bow. I'm going to line it up with the back of the flower. So that's the flower, and I'm just going to line it up, put it a little bit further down from the ribbon, and because this has got a hollow, I'm going to put the ribbon on. And I'm going to fill the hollow with glue because it's got raised edges, so it's going to need a lot of glue to make it secure. So I'm going to pop that on, squeeze it down, and there we go. So that is it so far. So the tails of the ribbon are a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut those off. Shall I do mermaid? I think I'll do mermaid. So just to the end, cut in. to make a mermaid tail, and again the other side, cut in to make a mermaid tail. And that is the base of the salt and pepper pot done. So that's quite sweet, that didn't take very long. So this is the top, so squeeze it down, but before we do that I'm going to add some more lace. Now we don't want too thick a lace, so I'll just see whether this was the end. Whether this, oh yes, this will still fit. So glue gun again, this is my favourite tool, just needs a new glue stick in. I go through gallons of this stuff. I always have a full pot on my desk because it's the most used tool and essential for me. So again, little by little, add your lace trim. I've matched this up with the beaded trim. So it all coordinates, and around it goes. Again, little by little, match it up, just make a little snip. Put it on the last bit. Tuck that bit in, match it up. Neaten it up, there's another pearl. They're stitched on, these pearls, so every time you cut it, the last one comes loose. So if you just put a little bit of glue and secure it down, it'll all be fine. So there we have the lid, still with the pepper showing. I'm just going to a little bit on the end of there, match it up. It didn't quite match that nicely, so I'm just going to do that now. Few seconds, peel my fingers away, and there we go. So that is the top that goes on. So I will just squeeze it on, and there it is, all finished. All finished. Now with the pepper pot, I put that styrofoam polystyrene in the lid. So this is what I would like to be added to the, so here's some stick pins, so they just go through the holes of your salt and pepper into the polystyrene, and there you go, a miniature stick pin holder made from your salt and pepper pots. I hope everyone has enjoyed this. I've had fun making it and planning it. there's a little close-up. You can put whatever embellishments you like on to your salt and pepper pot, but it's a handy storage for your stick pins that you get. And depending on how many holes, depends on how many stick pins you can pop in. So on Simply Craft and Swap on Facebook, this is the new swap that's going up as soon as that it's loaded up, and it is to alter one salt or pepper pot using the holes that you have in the salt and pepper pots to add 2 stick pins, decorated in the shabby chic style using ribbons, lace, flowers, beads, whatever you like. And I'll put the details onto the Facebook group of mine, which is Simply Craft and Swap. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is the first tutorial that I've done that I've gone from beginning to end, so I hope you've enjoyed it and I haven't talked too much or too little. Let me know whether you like the video and if it is useful to you. There's just one last thing I would like to show. I said the next video that I do, I would let a good friend in America, sorry, I'm just moving over to collect it, know that we've recently had a composition notebook swap, and we swapped composition books. We don't have the real composition notebooks, we just have either hardbacked notebooks or the exercise books that we use in school. But as you can see, Mrs. Tiffany Heggs Morrow, yours is used and used. I use both sides, it has my ideas in, so when I come to have an idea in my head, I pop it down in notebooks. I've got several notebooks, full ones, so I give myself instructions and all of my ideas go in, and in the back I put in swap details, so I keep everything separate, so the front and the back gets used, and I keep little bits of memorabilia in and things like that, so cross off the things that I've done, and then everything's there, so everything that I need is to hand. So Mrs. T, thank you very much, and just to let you know that it does get used. Lovely groupier lace on there, all the beadings and the roses that she's done in glitter. Don't know whether you can see, oh yes, there you can see the glitter. So ladies, I do hope you've enjoyed the video, and this is what we are to make for our swap for 2015. This will be our first one. I hope you all enjoy it and join in. Any new members, please join. Crafty Kim 62 signing off, and this is a Facebook group swap for Simply Craft and Swap. Many thanks. Bye bye.